What's jam? This them boy podcast, man, and I'm that boy B, you heard me? End of the day, you heard me? We got two special guests. So we got
Andre.
Mr. Andreas Hadley
Yes, sir.
and Mr. Angelo Hadley. By the way, these are all my sons, you know what I'm talking about? Big boy, little boy. Even though it might look different. This is my oldest boy right here, but this the baby boy. He don't look like a baby, though. But that's the baby in the family, you know what I'm saying? That's the last Mohican.
Yeah.
Mr. Andreas, tell me a little bit about yourself for the family, for the people that's out here. Tell us what's going on with you.
My name is Andreas. I fix and build computers for my job, and I also build gaming computers on the side for customers that want to play video games and stuff like that.
Okay. Mr. Angelo, what you got popping?
I'm in college right now. I'm in college for gaming and esports, game business and esports. My bad. I'm trying to get through. I'm in my fifth class right now and third week for it, and I'm just trying to get by right now.
Okay, so what is your plans for after you when you finish with the school? When you graduate?
What the course said, it was a 2-year course, so probably in 2018, around May-ish, probably, hopefully. So
2018? We 2026 right now.
2028. My bad.
Oh, we about to, he won't go back. He won't go back to the years, you know. But you know what I'm saying? That's all good. We got 2028. So you graduated 2028 by being esports management and esports. What does that consist of, bro? You know what I'm saying? Tell somebody that might want to know to that level. I don't even know what is that. If you don't
Oh,
mind me asking.
the way it's explained to esports, the esports side and the game business side. So esports is like either that's just the sports games. It's
Okay.
you're either on a team or you're in like you're solo basically, and you're basically like one of the pros of playing in tournaments, going at expos and stuff, and probably like my bad, probably like going against other people either in a group or by yourself 1v1 or full refund, depending on the game and all that, and what the tournament is based off of. And the game business is like if I was like let's say Microsoft for like Xbox, I'll be deciding probably the how we manage our games, servers for the games, pricings, and like customer feedback, acknowledgement, and all that stuff.
Okay. That's what's up. That's so since y'all brothers, you know what I'm saying, and you build gaming systems and build computers, and you doing the y'all planning on hooking that up together? What's y'all plans on with that?
Yeah, I mentioned and brought it up to him on working together and then building our own company and stuff like that, so we can make video games and have our own company and people come work for us and just build a community, produce good quality video games, and show our love and passion into gaming because we've been gaming all our life. So that's what we want to do with our brand.
To make it about fun. We'll take it seriously. Also, obviously, you should take everything you do seriously, no matter what. But obviously, we want to just we don't want to get criticized just because somebody did this. So games are supposed to be about fun, and making things is what's the best part or the way you play them. So you shouldn't be trying to criticize someone on what you do or how you do it. So you should always just be yourself. Make sure if you have fun, you have fun. If you don't, try something else or try see what you can do differently maybe.
Okay, that's what's up. So we're gonna try to get into it, man. You know what I'm saying? Today's topic gonna be living in two separate households. How y'all feel about that?
Back then, it was hard, but as of now, it's not that much hard. It's whatever at this point.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever at this point. Both my
Shit.
parents good. You know, we got beautiful loving parents, got a beautiful loving stepmom, original mom. But back then it was hard when you and mom got divorced and you had to pity between you and her and, you know, having to make decisions and didn't want to feel like you was hurting anybody's feelings if you would have said no or I can't do this or I can't do that. It took a lot, but as time went on and time progressed, it just got better over time. And it was just patience and learning how to communicate and, you know, just praying for things to get better.
Okay, how you feel about the topic? What do you feel?
I feel like what you said is true. Like you don't want to show favoritism, try to maybe choose one parent over the other. You want to probably decide over both, even if like one parent she probably does more for you and the other parent doesn't, or something like that, and or they do both for you, and now you having a hard choice. Probably like she did this or he did that, and he's probably mad give me this or she may give me that, or just trying to make sure you don't have some type of pushback on your relationship with both of your parents because you don't want to make them feel like he choosing him over me and I gave him all this stuff, and like maybe she might feel some type of way, or he might feel some type of way, depending on what you do around them, or you chose the dad over the mom, or the mom over the dad. But you just don't, you shouldn't have that mentality at all. You should just, because like how he said, when he was younger, it was hard because obviously when you're youngest, you depend on your parents more. But obviously when you grow up, that's when you start getting more free will and start having to handle yourself more on your own. So obviously, when you're at your youngest, you gotta depend on whoever parent is able to take care of you. So obviously, picking and choosing is up to them. But at the same time, you still gotta acknowledge that, is this the right situation for me to be in with this parent, or to be with them, even depending on how he was living your school life or anything like that.
Okay, okay. So so for somebody that's a kid that's out there right now, right? And you have somebody that might be dealing with that. You got a lot of people in the world that deal with this situation. Just the separation of the parents, you know what I'm saying? So for somebody that's maybe have to live with their mom or have to live with their dad, dad is 100%, you home with the dad 100%, then you living with your mom 100%. Who raised you guys?
Both our parents raised us.
Both of your parents raised? Who was 100% that, you know what I'm saying? So y'all went back and forth from school and all that? But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes somebody have that dominant say so over you. You know what I'm saying? So you like, who was the weekend parent? How did that work out for y'all?
So we was living with you 100% of the time. And mom was the weekend parent. So school wasn't really a issue. We would make it back to school with no issue, stuff like
It
that.
was more so. I'm gonna say, like, obviously we was with dad majority of the time, but when we went by mom, obviously we switched schools and all that, and you was the weekend parent or something, or summer parent, but it was mostly we was with you and we saw mom maybe in the summer or every other weekend or so.
Okay, so we're gonna go back and as y'all was little, right? We're gonna start it off from that level. So in that time, y'all had a together household. But when that time was when your parents separated, how did that make you feel when you was little?
It hurt seeing y'all break up and separated because everybody was just hurt and we was all going through what we was going through. And I really hated it and despised it because I didn't want to see you with another woman that's not my mom, and I didn't want to see her with another man that wasn't my dad. And when I did see that, it just made me angry because I don't know this person and I didn't want to be associated with that man, or I don't know this woman. I ain't want to really talk and be associated with that woman. So it was just a lot of anger and just sadness, and it was really just like a bad time for us at that moment.
How about yourself, Angelo?
Same thing for me too. Even though I'm 5 years under Dre, and I'm pretty sure when that time happened, I was still like mad young, so I probably didn't really fully understand it until at a certain point. But at first, I thought something happened, or like they were just split because of some type of living arrangement or something. Because I remember we kept moving places and stuff, or finding new people. So I was like, okay, now I know this person now, and they're taking care of me, or I know this person now, and they're taking care of me as well. So I'm just like, okay, this must be like I'm just meeting new friends, or not making new friends, but meeting my parents' friends, probably, and they're taking care of me. So I should probably trust them in some type certain way. But obviously, when I started growing up, I was like, huh. I realized that, yeah, my parents are not really on good terms, and they might not get back together. And these people are their new partners that now I'm going to be seeing them from time to time if they stick together and all that. But it was still hard for me to, when I finally realized that, oh, yeah.
So how did that make you feel coming up in grade school and little all the way up to high school? How did that make you feel then? How did you deal with that outcome? Knowing that all the way through school you had to play the field, you had to play on both sides. What was the impact of dealing with school and dealing with your emotions with all that? You know what I'm saying? You might have a kid that's out there that's dealing with that same attitude. And I'm like, damn, I'm just want to be rebellious to my situation. The only place I take it out is I take it out at school. How would that work out for you?
Well, for me, I play little league football, so wasn't up. Whenever I got done with school, probably like a couple of hours later, I'll be playing football for my other teams. And school, I didn't really obviously when you're younger, school is like your playground. You get to do whatever you want, but not at the same time. You still got to learn, focus, and understand what they're teaching you. But also when you're getting out, when you get back with your other parents, now yeah, I realized that what I do now is going to depend on my future. Even if I'm with this one parent, they're teaching me how to live life, and when I go to this parent, they're probably teaching me new things. But school, I was fine with school. I wasn't having much issues with it other than like maybe I just couldn't understand stuff fast because I got dyslexia, and that was the only thing that was like maybe a hindrance for me.
Okay, okay. How about yourself, Mrs. Andrea? How was it for you going through school? Was you like a bad student because you was rebellious? Or did you have a rebellious stage in school? Like man, I don't want to listen to you because I'm having problems at home.
Nah, it was never like that. At school, I wouldn't say I was bad, but I definitely was a follower. I was trying to fit in and be like the other kids that was cooler than me. You know, they got better shoes than me. You know, they got all these friends and all these girls that come up to know. I wanted to be like them, and I think that's what hindered me from me being the AB honor roll kid because I was focused on trying to be something I wasn't instead of actually focusing on my schoolwork and stuff like that. So nah, I wasn't really bad. It didn't really affect nothing. I wasn't really focused and I was just a follower at school. So nah, I stay in my own lane. I don't give people my energy. Not everybody deserves your energy. Just focus on myself and focus on my mental, making myself better and making myself happy. And once I'm able to do that, then I can see who deserves that energy of mine and who doesn't. So
Okay, okay. So just a little bit. So when you talked about a little bit that you played on little league football and you played middle school football and high school football as well.
I played all three. I was mostly in little league for a while. Then I think seventh grade, probably sixth grade. That's when I started playing not little, middle, and then obviously high school when I started playing high school football.
So how was that even though that you on the field, that separation of the parents when they come to the game together? Do you know what I'm saying? How is that how do you feel when you like, man, even though my parents is not together, do both of them come to the game or did one come to the game show more support? And if one person came to the game and the other one didn't come to the game, how did that make you feel?
I was fine.
Did you go through that or no?
Yeah, I went through that. Yeah, I was fine because I knew at that time point not not everybody could be at one place or had to because I know when mom was coming to my games, she always wouldn't obviously be there or she wouldn't be like near you to be associating with you. But I know like she had work or she was already out of town for a job, and I always either had you or you got to watch my film later on because we was always together to show off what I was doing or how I did in the game. But between that, it wasn't like I didn't really think too much about it because I knew that yeah, she's not gonna always be there or you're not gonna always be there because either something came out or work. And obviously you gotta probably put that more than going to a game for one of my games.
Okay, okay. Did you play any sport, Mr. Andre?
played sports. I played little league football. Yeah.
So how was it for you for when you played? Did both of your parents was there or how was that?
Oh yeah. At the time, yeah, y'all was together and both of my parents was there.
So why did you take your sports career further than that? Why you ain't play middle school or high school?
I was soft. I was soft.
You was soft.
Yeah, I ain't like nobody yelling at me, telling me what to do. So I just quit. I don't like.
Just say hell with it. Just leave it over to the little big brother.
Yeah, he
Man,
got
that's
that.
crazy. It's all good. So here's a question that I have for you guys, man. And though that I had to raise you guys up by myself, right? I was a single father with you guys, living in the household with me, right? But how did you feel growing up living in the household with your dad and when it was just us three?
It was hard because obviously, all of us, are men, but basically what you was teaching us, and that's what we took it as, you was teaching us how to be disciplined, respect people, whether it's man, woman, teachers, or whoever the case, or whatever the case may be, and to always be attentive and don't depend on nobody because you can do half of the things on your own and stuff like that. But we took it as you being mean or you just hard on us or you just want to, yell at us and whoop us or whatever the case may be. And at the time, we didn't see it as you trying to help us and build us, build our character, build us as men to like be better. We took it the wrong way, but now we see it differently. And it wasn't never like that. So
Okay. How about yourself, Miss Angela?
It was more the same, what he said. When you was taking care of us, obviously when you got on to us about like why your grade's not high or above a C, because at C, that's barely passing or not good enough if you was at work or something. You was trying to have us be at a perfect, if not good, not decent, good mentality. Because if you're decent, obviously you're at risk at falling off whatever you're doing. Because if you're doing decent at work, you probably been late or not doing your job as well, or if you're not doing decent in school, you're possibly failing at stuff, or what they're showing is gonna not have you be ahead when you get into the future. Because if I would like stay getting C's or D's and stuff, I want to be in college right now, or let alone be thinking about what I'm doing right now. Also, probably like if I was adequate at football, I wouldn't be good at getting playing time or type of any entertainment. I probably wouldn't like it as much as I do if I wasn't playing the game that I was trying to be good at or not. And he was always trying to teach us, make sure you always stay good, make sure you always behave and be respectful, don't follow, make sure you always understand what the situation you're in, make sure that if something bad, if you think that this is bad, don't stick to it and don't try to be a pushover. Make sure that you tell them or say that you know that this is wrong, or don't try to be included with whoever situation that will probably result in something bad. Just don't do.
So in other words, y'all saying y'all dad had a little something knowledge of on how to raise y'all bitch.
you raised us good.
I did a good job. You think I did a good job? Yeah, you did good. Okay, I'm just you know what I'm saying. Somebody might feel out there might feel like, you know what I'm saying. We was once y'all age already, and if we already had it hard, we don't want our kids to grow that hard life. You know what I'm saying. You have some dads that's not in their kids' life at all. You have some moms that's not in their kids' life at all. You know what I'm saying. But y'all guys had the opportunity to have both of y'all parents in your life. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if they stayed together or not, y'all had the opportunity to have both parents. You know what I'm saying? One was there more than another. No, you know what I'm saying? Y'all still worked it out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all still have to sit there and say, man, I gotta put my big boy pants on. So since you know what I'm saying, it was just us three for that moment, you know what I'm saying? How was it being a big brother? How did you take that like did you feel like your childhood had to get taken away? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I just want to be a kid. I don't want to be a big brother right now. I just want to be me. How was that for you?
Nah, I love being a big brother. Because basically everything that I do, he wanted to do. So it was basically just like a mini me. He liked games. I love games. I've been playing games since I was like 5 years old. He likes funny videos. I like funny videos. We have a lot in common. So I really enjoyed being a big brother. I want a sister and all that and more brothers. So it was no issue for me. So
So do you have any sisters? How many siblings do you have?
I have three in total. I have Angelo, then the two twins, but we don't talk. They don't talk to us, so we don't really talk to them or include them in anything. So it's really just him. I really bring up and mention. So he's all I really have.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like being a little brother? Do you always wanted to be was your big brother that role model for you? Was your dad your role model? Your mom? Who was a role model for you in your life?
I'll see every single person that was in my life who took care of me was my role model. But obviously, when thinking because I was always by Dre, we was always in the same school or doing the same things together. Whenever I was with him, I was want to always be with him or do the same things at him. If I was with you, I always trying to make you proud or do the same stuff with you. It's just like obviously it's situational or different with who you be with because when I'm with mom, I'm probably liking the stuff that she's showing me around. When I'm with you, I'm probably trying to make you proud in football or something like that and get better at sports. When I'm with Dre, I'm probably playing the game with him or like talking about random stuff with YouTube videos that we've seen. Obviously, when you young, you want to know more stuff, or when you're obviously with have someone, you want to understand what they like, what they do, or how you can probably be similar to them and relate other than like probably be try different. But I was fine with I just acknowledged everybody. That's something that I cared for.
Okay, okay. So I got 10 questions, man, that we do at this time of the segment. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bounce it off one or the other, see what's what. Maybe might go back to what we talked about a little bit early, but if y'all want to go in depth with it, that's fine. And let's see what's popping off, right? So when was your first transition to managing or living in two separate households? What was the single biggest culture shock or unexpected adjustment you had to make?
It was switching schools and jumping from place to place. That was the big shock because having to make new friends and adjust to the environment that you're in, like coming from a not so, suburb type place, then going to like a white area, like for example, like Katy, when we went out there to school in May Creek and stuff like that, that was an adjustment. Then going to Baytown and, that was the same situation. Wasn't that really not much colored people at that school. It was a lot of white people there. So it was just really just school and making adjustments to like the people in my surroundings.
And do you feel by you going to that I put y'all into the white schools, right? A better school, right? Per se. Do you feel like that I culture shock you? Like why you want to put me around these people that don't know nothing about me? Or how did you feel about that culture shock? Then when you had to go from the black school to the white school, then went right back to another white school to
As
graduate.
as much as I didn't want to move, because like I said, I had friends or I had a girlfriend at the time and I had to move away from her. It was just really you looking out for our best interests and wanting us to have a better education. Like when I used to go to Decaney High School, that school is terrible. So you moved us to Katy out there in May Creek. You said their education, level was high. They passed a lot and they did, teach well and did all that. Then, transition to another white school, like Barbers Hill High School. It was the same thing. Learned a lot and they taught well. It wasn't no fights, no riots or people talking over teachers being bad. It was more like everybody was paying attention, listening, and doing what they have to do, and just trying to get out of school and go live their life and stuff. So it wasn't really that big a deal.
Okay. So how about you, Mr. Hammond?
I say yeah for it would be school and switching places and always moving around houses and all that. But when I was in school, I wasn't really talkative or like trying to associate. I'll probably like still have friends and all that and like probably be with a group other than that. I wasn't like trying to be in any like fights. I wasn't the kid who will stick around if there was like a fight that broke out or if something was going on in class. I will always make sure I was focused and trying to make sure I understand what was going on. But when we was going place to place, because I know when we switched people, we was always seeing different houses, and then maybe we ended up moving because most schools we ended up staying for at least like a year or two, maybe at best. And the only thing that was different was obviously going to different schools and how they was teaching us and the people you was being with. I didn't really deal with it too hard since obviously I was still young, and since we're kids, not too much would be crazy happening. And even when I got into high school, I still wasn't trying to associate. So when stuff was being more apparent and bad, I wasn't associated with it for me to get affected or have different thought processes on how people was doing things around me and how people started like maybe doing drugs or stealing and all that, or just going out doing bad things that I didn't think was cool or something that I wouldn't enjoy at all.
Okay, okay. So I have a question. It's like let me see how I wanna say it. You know how every kid feel like their parent have a favorite kid. Who do y'all think y'all parents' favorite kid is?
Shit, nobody, both of us.
You feel like your parent got a favorite kid? You think you know what I'm saying? I love you more than I love Dre, or I love Dre more than I love you, I love your other brothers more than I love y'all.
Well, that wouldn't work.
I'm
It's
too
religious. No, you treated us equally.
Nah, you took care of us both. You try to get us both what we wanted whenever we asked. You obviously took care of us, and even if you like went hard on one of us, obviously we're both in different situations. Like he was probably in a different school, or even when we was like, like either he was living with mom and I was living with you. You still took care of me. She still took care of him, and even when we got together or whether they assaulted or something like that, y'all still took care of us, even if we wasn't together or we was together, and you didn't really treat us differently. You just made sure that we both was good And even if we didn't get what we want, or we did get what we want, you still made sure that what would it be called? We was controlled and not like obviously overdoing what most people would be doing probably.
Okay, so let's hit on that. I know I have to jumping off the 10 questions, but you said something that was pretty cool that I want to understand too as well, right? By you was living with your mom and you was living with me at a part of time. How did that make that separation from y'all? How did that make y'all feel? I'll start with you first, Andre. How did that make you feel when you lived with your mom and Angela was living with me?
It sucked because I was used to always being with him, and we always hanging around, messing with each other, playing the game together, and bothering each other or whatnot. So having me at my mom or him at your place and stuff like that, and we can't really like hang out like that unless we gotta drive to each other and stuff like that. We gotta talk over the phone just to talk to each other, or on the game to talk to each other, play with each other and stuff like that. So that was the downside, and also, again, not having both parents under the same household, so that's about really it.
How did you feel about that? Did you feel a certain way with it, or how did you feel that you didn't have your big brother no more?
Yes, I'm pretty sure I probably cried a few times missing them or missing Dre or mom, or sometimes I probably the next weekend I'll probably end up going over just to see what's up and spend time with them if I could. But yeah, it wasn't great, obviously, because it's not great to one already have your parents apart and now your brother or your person you were closest with that you was mostly always with is now with them or not with you as much as you were at first. But since obviously I knew that I was going to be able to see at least y'all from time to time, I was at least going to be fine if I were apart.
Got you, got you. So how did y'all talk it over with designing on you coming over here this weekend, or do I have to come over there by my dad? How did y'all break that down for one another? Like, all right, look, I don't want to come by daddy this week. Won't you come over here? No, I don't want to come by mama. Won't you come over here? How did y'all that separation, that just anxiety by itself on how we gonna pick what parent we're gonna stay by, what parent I want to be by? You know what I'm saying? Since y'all was in two different places at one time, you know what I'm saying?
It's never really about, "Oh, I don't wanna be about you," or "He don't wanna be about mom." We just make a whenever we have free time, or, like, if it's a holiday, like Memorial Day
Lean back
tomorrow,
over. Lean-
um we just say, "Hey, you wanna come over, spend time, and, just hang out?" And he'll be like, "Yeah." He'll just let you know, and you send him off. It's not like you owed him back or nothing like that, and it's vice versa for well, I don't gotta ask. I'll just tell my mom I'm going by my dad, and I'll just be on my way to you and stuff like that. So it was never really a issue, we just, "Hey, you wanna come over?" Or he asked me, vice versa, and we just
Well, and when y'all was, I'm talking about now when y'all was little though. You know what I'm saying? When y'all was younger and you was living with your mom and he was living with me. You know what I'm saying? It was that time that I couldn't have both of y'all at one time because you wanted to go live with your mom for that while. You know what I'm saying? How was that? Because you were still in school and I would believe like you was just graduating. So it's like you wanted to go like, all right, Dad, I'm away from you now. I want to go live with my mom before you decide you wanted to come back home. How was that separation, that anxiety for you? How was that for you?
Well, I think right now, I'm trying to remember. Obviously, because like the situations we was in, like since we kept moving house to house or being with different people, depending on the situation, we was either always like depending on like if it was summer, I probably went by mom for those 3 months, and then whenever school started back, I'd go back by you, and then I'll probably see her on the weekends, and that's how we ended up having that rotation, or we'll see each other from time to time whenever we could end up seeing each other. But that's what I'm remember. But I didn't really think it was like too much because I think we did communicate on that, or like on how y'all communicate. I said like we probably like either me or if both of us was together, we'll go by you, her on the weekends and summer sunny holidays and spring breaks and stuff like that. Or it'll be the other way around if we was by you and all that. But it wasn't like too crazy
Okay,
since
okay.
we had it controlled a little bit.
So here's another question I have. By y'all having lived with your dad and your dad lived one certain lifestyle, living with your mom have another lifestyle to have, right? Whose lifestyle was the hardest to actually have to adapt to like, oh man, this it's crazy for me. Anyone could jump on now. You know what I'm saying? Let's go with you. And how did you have to adapt the situation? Because like y'all said, living with your dad, you had to move from place to place to place. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't at that time of my life, I wasn't 100% secure on our living, or whatever not because yeah, I had it bad. I was dealing with child support from your older brother. So my money wasn't always there. But the little money that I had, I tried to make sure I had it to make sure you guys was good, make sure we had a living. Yeah, we had to go from house to house or woman to woman. How did that affect that you had to see your daddy move from one woman to another woman to another woman? Was that a hard impact for you guys?
Yeah, cause it was like I said earlier, it wasn't my mom. So seeing you with somebody else, it wasn't really ideal or something that I wanted. But it was at the end of the day, it wasn't my choice to make. It was about what was best for you and what made you happy, and what's going to go on and what's not going to go on. So, but the hardest, I think it probably was your mom. She wasn't really like doing what we was going through, just jumping from place to place. She was more settled and grounded than you was. So it was more likely you that it was harder to when we was living with you that we had to deal with that type of stuff.
How did you feel about it?
Yeah. It was since like yeah, how Jerry was saying, like we kept, you was going like woman to woman or we was going house to house and probably living with one people or they was living with us. And now depending on the situation, if they came with us, now she's basically our mom and now she's trying to, um, teach us or mother us on how she would, and sometimes it was maybe not the way he was teaching us or way that we liked it felt because either it was like it wasn't too harsh because you was already making it not like harsh, but like making us in the right state of mind and not like probably in like what would be called unstructured or something like that.
Gotcha. More
Yeah.
structure on.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And even with like how we was like switching houses or you was living with different people and stuff and we came over and they was taking care of us and stuff and how they either had kids or they didn't have kids and or they was teaching us different ways that they thought was right for us. That was the only probably difficult part and probably just how they just took care of us was different.
Was different. So a little question, right? Did y'all feel like your daddy had it going on? He was bouncing from woman to woman. Y'all feel like he was the Mac?
Oh yeah.
You know,
Well,
like, my daddy's he's a Mac, man. My daddy got all the women. You know what I'm saying? Did y'all ever want to like? That's my dad. I want to be like him when he grew up. When I grew up,
nah,
I wanted to have women to women.
nah.
Why y'all didn't want to be like me? I was bad or something.
No, I was more worried about school and football. I didn't have a girlfriend until like
Just one
in middle
one
school.
down structured woman, but you had other motives, man.
So what did y'all learn about that? Do you feel like I taught you how to? I was I was skirt that. Like, did you feel like I taught you how to be a player? By not saying that I built you to want to be like shit, I'm gonna be like that when I grow up.
You was basically trying to teach us how to be confident and just talk to women. And there's a lot of women in this world, that we can talk to in this world. But I just did the opposite of you. I didn't want to be like that because that's just gonna cause problems dealing with women. And if I'm trying to be with someone,
So you feel like I had a whole bunch of problems when I was just in
yeah,
my one with?
yeah.
Yeah.
How you feel like I had a problem? What problem did that you saw like that?
In that one scenario.
Okay.
You had a girlfriend, and I was coming home from work, and I didn't know you had the other girlfriend with you. She was, y'all was sleeping together, and the other chick, she was parked outside, and as I was pulling in, and I just saw her, and I guess she was coming in, and yeah, I kind of felt bad that
You was
day.
there, you know?
I felt bad that day. I was like, she was far back, and I was coming inside, and I told her, I was like, "Are you coming inside?" She was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah." So I went inside and I went to go take my shower and I went to bed and stuff like that. And I remember just hearing she opened the door and I guess she saw you and the other chick was just laid up together. Then they started scrapping and fighting and stuff like that. And it was just bad.
So in other words, if you'd have never let her in, I would
Yeah, you.
ring. So you hated on me. Y'all, it happens. It'd be all kids that mess
I,
up.
I thought you invited her over and she was supposed to come inside, but I guess she wasn't invited over. So I kind of let her in and I kind of
Mess it up for the home.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, it'd be your own kids messing up for your own team. But it's all good. Do you feel that your daddy try to make you like a player? You know what I'm saying? Did he teach y'all how to be a player?
What you did, you warned us. You it wasn't like an excuse. You saying you told us like always since we was moving house to house or moving in with someone else, you obviously told us that or that all I'm saying it that is yeah, but that isn't like in there doesn't have the right money or right now we had to live with her or like sometimes probably ended up living by our grandma for a little bit when we was in Forest Hill. But like you since we kept like moving place to place, you always let us know that you was in a situation for you was always like either it was
To get us better?
it was either money or like because of school and stuff. So it wasn't like you was trying to push it onto us. You were just saying that
I feel like
right
your
now.
daddy was an opportunist. That all I just was going to other female houses just to ride their coattail.
No,
Opportunists?
because it's going by them. Sometimes they ended up going by us. So it ain't like you always took the opportunity to have someone or go by someone and use them or something like that. No, you ended up trying to take the best situation and profit from it basically and not have us be homeless and stuff because you always had us in the home. We was never on the street. And even with you having money problems and stuff, you always thought, let me try to find a mother figure since they not with their moms right now, or I'm single right now, so I only have one source of money. Since you already have a whole bunch of jobs, you was always at work trying to do something to make money for us. So obviously you was trying to ease the load by like hopefully getting a second income or someone else to take care of us and stuff like that.
You went off track with the question, by the way. That's
Right,
not what he asked.
oh,
It's all good.
it
It's
still
all
works, right?
it works for you. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? It works for you. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Here's another question. Here's another question. Communication can be easy breaking down when life is split across two spaces. You know what I'm saying? What tool system or boundaries have you put in place to keep everyone in the same page and avoid things falling through the off the cracks?
I barely communicate right now. I barely still do. I'm gonna
Mm.
say
I can't
gonna
really
say
answer that. I don't really communicate.
I'm gonna say most of what I did was just be on YouTube. So I like I was YouTube and playing my game. But whenever mom called me or you called me, he was like, "Oh, you want to come over and sit by me?" I was like, "Sure," because like I didn't really have the because I'm like, "Oh, it's my parents want to see me or they want me to come over." I'm like, "Sure, I
Basically,
must
just
well."
update y'all or let y'all know what's going to happen, what's like coming over or not, or vice versa. Just update y'all. Just tell her what it is if we not, or whatever the case may be. That's really it. I don't know.
So for like for myself, right? Me raising my two boys, it was hard for me because I always wanted that open household for my kids. They could come and talk to me about anything, by any means necessary. But when my kids, I feel like my kids shut me out of certain things because if they was mad about something or they was going through something, they always went to the woman that I was dealing with or somebody else and told them what was going on. And then by the time the conversation get back to me, I'm already mad because I'm like, well, shit, man, I'm right here. Why my kids don't talk to me? Like, what was wrong with me at that time that y'all didn't want to talk to me about what was going on with y'all?
So when we talked to you, it's not just with us. I feel like this is with Black families in general. Y'all take us what we say and consider it as back talk instead of us, trying to tell y'all how we feel and communicate with y'all how we feel and stuff like that. Yeah, you was angry most of the time, and I was scared. I ain't gonna speak for him, but I was scared of you most of the time. And I feel like if I would have told you or the message would have got to you, that you would have obviously got mad and why you ain't do this, why you ain't do that, or whatever the case may be. But it was easier to talk to somebody because they're not, yelling or they're mad. They're more soft spoken and they're actually listening and giving us advice, or they're not threatening us to like whoop us or whatever the case may be. They was actually being more understanding, listening, and hearing us out and making us feel, safe and that we heard and stuff like that. Like,
So as you coming up in age, did you not feel safe with me, or did I make you feel like it was something that I was going to have you just caught a lot of webs open from me or something? I
mm,
was just that hard on you, like
nah,
I'm
I was never like didn't feel safe, but did get whooped a lot, and that I think that's kind of why I don't really talk to you or really talk to any of my family members like that because basically when I came up and went through and stuff like that, so I'm kind of in like a shell and just keep things to myself or just talk to myself or figure it out on my own and stuff like that. Because like I said, a massive times I was scared to open up to you and tell you things because I didn't know how you would react and stuff like that. So majority of times I just kept it to myself. So.
Well, I'm gonna tell you off of from that experience, right? I'm always gonna be here to take care of you. I'm always gonna here to protect you. You know what I'm saying? From little on up till now, until the day I leave this earth, I'm always want to take care of you. You know what I'm saying? So anytime they come across that my kids don't want to talk to me, I'm always feel a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if I raise you, it's easy for you to talk. And I never want you to be scared of me because I was that with my dad when I was younger. But that's something I never wanted to do, have my kids be scared of me. Even if they was scared of me, I want to know why you scared of me so I can fix it. If I don't know what I need to fix, I would never know why my kid's scared. You see what I'm saying? So I don't never want you to go in life and be like, man, I was scared of my daddy because always with my ass. And I like when I was younger, that's what my dad used to do to me. I didn't want to bring that same lifestyle for my kid. Because after a while, I didn't whip your ass all the way till you got it. I whipped your ass until you got it to middle school. Once we got into middle school, I should start taking stuff away from you.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? There's no more time to whip you no more. Because now it will transform you to I have to teach you now how to be a, a young adult now.
Mhm.
You get into a certain age, I don't need to whip you. You see what I'm saying? That's what it was for me. How was it for you? Do you feel like that you were scared of me as well to talk to me as well? Or?
I don't think I was well, I don't think I was scared. I just like I didn't really talk to because like whenever I got home, I just got done with try to do schoolwork. If I needed help, I would ask y'all for help about it. I didn't really have much going on for me to be talking about stuff when I was doing it when I was younger, and even
But
still today.
But you still have that communication that you don't really talk to your dad. I don't know if you talk to your mom. I don't know how you talk to your mom. But how is it when it comes to communication to that level? Like I could be open with this one than besides this one. You know what I'm saying? How's your communication with both parents? Do you feel like, hey, I can talk to my mom about anything. It's all good. I can't talk to my daddy because he gonna flip out. He gonna want to hurt me.
Yeah, I would probably didn't want to talk to you about stuff, but even still, I wasn't talking about much of anything since I didn't have to deal with anything. But I didn't really feel like when I can still talk to y'all. I'm fine with talking to y'all about whatever I want if I wanted to, but that was just the thing. I didn't really want to talk or have anything to talk about. So when like you asked me like, "Oh, anything happened?" I was like, "No." I was mostly 100% on whatever I ended up saying because I didn't really have anything going on to be worthwhile to be talked about.
Okay.
Well, we just like each other. We live in the same apartment. She live with me, and I be in my room, door closed. She be in her room, door closed. We don't really talk like that unless we ask each other what you want to eat or what we cooking tonight or whatever. Or if there's something about like clothes or shoes, we'll talk about that and say, "Oh, we like this," and we'll say we're gonna buy it or whatnot. But we don't really like have like conversations.
So now you
Just,
say that your mom live with you. Are you taking care of your mom, or how's that? You know what I'm saying? From your mom, you going from one parent to the next parent. Now you live with your mom before, and now y'all back together. How does that make you feel now? Are you good to go, or y'all?
I feel like more of a man that I'm able to like help her out until she get back on her feet. Because all of this, she just trying to save up to buy her own place, so she don't have to worry about living with different people or just constantly living with me. That's why she's working hard, working 2 jobs so she can save up the money so she can go move on her own and stuff like that. But it feels good to like being able to like help her out and put a roof over our head, and make sure she's okay and stuff like that.
Okay, okay. How about you? You live with your mom, or you still live with your dad?
Mostly stay by Jew, but I'm just trying to right now. I'm just trying to get through this college right now. Now so I was with her. I was with y'all the other month and saying what's up, and I was helping her because she was about to go to the Philippines for her education and stuff and start teaching kids about her job. And I was hanging, even though I was either in the room with Dre or playing my game by myself, or whenever he got home from work, we was playing the game, but I was still like whenever mom was talking about something. We ended up having conversations from time to time, or I was around her for a little bit just to say what's up. If it was either in the car, I was helping her get stuff, or for her when she was finna go, or just talking to just talk.
Okay, here's another question then. What is the biggest misconnection people have about families or couples who operates out of two separate homes?
Misconception. That's a hard one. Give an example. Like,
Not really. It's really control because you said the miss families and stuff and relationships and stuff.
A lot of people having about having family or couples. Like right now, right? Now that dad just got remarried. How do you feel about That's another question. How do you feel about your stepmom? You know what I'm
oh,
saying?
that's
That
amazing. I want
oh,
to answer
okay.
that. My stepmom's amazing. Amazing.
But now it's two different worlds now, you know what I'm saying? Because daddy was bouncing from woman to woman. Now he settled down. He
That's
got all his playoff.
really was what you needed.
She was what I needed. How you figure that? What made you feel like
Because
she was what
now
I needed?
you're more settled down and grounded, and you're not doing the shit she was doing back in the day. So I actually commend her and happy that she came into your life.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. But you didn't have the chance to live with her like when she moved in and when she became the queen of the household, you was going out. It's like y'all was one was coming in and one was going out, right? How do you feel that if you would have stayed, how you think you would have came out overall?
I feel like she would have taught me how to believe in yourself more and communicate better and stuff like that. Because she is very soft spoken and she communicates very well. And like I said, I commend her for coming to your light. Because when she first moved in, I remember her saging the house, telling her getting rid of all these hoes and bitches that was living in the house. But yeah, that's she's like a pure soul. She's beautiful and I admire that and look up to her because she's so soft spoken. Because, like, for example, that day that she had called me about the time Angela was cursing and stuff like that. I know y'all was going back and forth and stuff like that, and y'all yelling and stuff like that. But she doesn't really raise her voice. She's like I said, soft
Oh,
spoken.
she do. She just don't want to show y'all guys. You know what I'm saying? Angela, you had the chance to live with your stepmom and deal with and see the way she treats you. How do you feel about your stepmom coming into your life?
Well, obviously, at first, you're gonna start learning with her, and obviously, that's the part where the nicest or stuff isn't like too much, or you don't see what probably things that can be a issue. And then obviously, when she starts like living and having more control over what y'all do, now you probably at the point where why you didn't take care of the dishes or why you didn't do your laundry or what your grades looking like and stuff like that. Then that's when that point of time she's more of a mother than just someone you was just seeing and you probably spoke to her a couple of times. But now that she's like actually my mom and helping me with stuff, I understand what she talks about me with me, what I talked about with her. And
So what is how does she support you for you? You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about her supporting you? You know what I'm saying? As a single person, not you and your brother, just you, because you live with her longer. They don't know about her support system. He know a little, but he don't have that full support like you have that full support because you see her every day. You with her every day. How do you feel like you communicate? Is that support system is strong enough for you, or do you like? I don't think she really cares for me. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
no, I think I'm gonna say she cares for me, especially like I remember that then time when I had my girlfriend, when I was getting into my relationships and stuff. She was helping me, give me ideas and stuff on dates and in general, teach me how women would be behaving or
Why you ain't ask your daddy? Well, I'm good at you saw the women that I had. I'm good with women, man. What was wrong with you? Y'all don't want to talk to me about women? I was the man.
The answer you probably would have gave was
As as your mom, so you know what I'm saying, supported you during your time with your girlfriends, right?
mm,
How do you feel that she helped you out? She supported you like, I love this woman for helping me go through this situation.
can I answer? She actually took the time to get to know us compared to like all the women that came before she came. She was the only one that came and actually talked to us and got to know us and was in our life. The other ones, they just came in and out. You know, they say hi, ask us questions, or one was talking to one more than the other. She was never like that. She included both of us, made us both feel included. So she gets way more kudos points than all those other women that you dealt
Okay,
with.
that's what's up. You feel the same way, or how you feel? Do you feel like shit, I like the other female more than I like my stepmom? You wish I'd have married someone else than besides her?
I'm listening. I'm listening. What am I saying?
I don't know. You don't know what
Oh,
you're saying. You say something though.
Oh, you're right. I don't. Yeah, I like her. I'm solid her nuts. She is. I don't really think there's a. I didn't really just like no tier list or anything. How you're saying like, oh, I like her. This person more. I think
Yeah, she broke the scale.
obviously
Ain't no
one, some of them like
Ain't no scale for
yeah, there's no scale. Even though like some of them I barely even talked to or said any word or I probably don't even remember their names really. Even still, I know they was just there to help you or in general they took care of me, so I respect that and to use what they taught me.
Okay. Here's another question for you because we have to go wrap this up a little bit, right? So here, I got two more questions. Is how does this living arrangement force you to grow as an individual? And what is the lesson you learned from it? So now that you on your own, you have your own lifestyle, right? Your daddy taught you how to live a certain way, even instilling rules in you since you was little. Now that you on your own, how did that build you for your life now? Now that you see life on your own.
Everything that you told me, I take into what I do and the way I move in my life. Because I'm not trying to end up in jail. I'm not trying to be like anybody else anymore. I'm not trying to go out and party, club and smoke, drink. I don't really do all that. I find that stuff kind of lame. You really didn't. Well, you never did it at all. So everything that you taught me, basically from little on up, it helped me and impacted my life. Because if I probably didn't listen, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at right now, and I'll probably be hanging around the wrong people and doing some bad stuff. So it really did shape me as a person and as a man, and it helped me look at life different.
So all that time that I used to tell y'all, man, keep my house clean. Stop eating up all the food.
Nah,
Stop doing this.
I do that at my house.
You do that now? So you sound like your dad.
Sound just like him. Right.
So
Since I'm still living, you know, I'm still having the rules set enforced on me. But obviously, whenever I
you ready to move on your own? Ready to get your own place so you don't have no more rules? You live dirty, you want to be a dirty boy?
no, no, not at all. I'm just, I would love to, but I know right now when I go, I'm probably still going to have barely no clue how to live life correctly because always.
So you saying I ain't taught you a damn thing? That's what you saying? How do I teach you and I ain't teach you? Oh my God. What you mean? You say you ain't gonna to live life.
Well, since he's older, he's actually able to do so. I don't know how to pay bills or.
But I taught y'all together though. What you mean?
He taught us both. Yeah.
You don't remember? That's all I got work on. I gotta do some more work. Boy, I gotta do some more work.
You taught me how to cook, clean, wash dishes.
That's part of life that you gotta do. I thought you understand.
Taught me how to drive when I'm now better at driving. I'm really scared. Got better at football. Taught me how to do good at football. Do better at grades. Like I'm not saying like I'm saying
You wouldn't know how to navigate through
I
life.
wouldn't.
I'm trying to figure out why would you feel like you don't know how to navigate through life when I taught you the ground rules to navigate through it. You know what I'm saying? The hard work is for one, you got to ground up, start cleaning up behind yourself, start taking care of yourself, learning how to cook, learning how to discover what's going on in your life as a man. You know what I'm saying? That's why me right now, I sit there and say, Angela, you have to do what you want to do, not what I want you to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you say, you played football for me to make me happy. I want you to play football for you so you can enjoy what you wanted to do. Your football year from little league to middle school was for me. When it came to high school, I wanted that be for you because at the end of the day, when you want to go to the next level, you want to go to college for it. I wanted that to be for you. What college you want to go to? You wanted to go to LSU because I love LSU. I want you to go to the school that you wanted to go to. That's why I tell you, no, don't go to LSU for me. I want you to go to LSU because you feel like LSU is somewhere I want to be at to play. That was a good school for you. But I'm glad you chose another school, Howard Payne. You know what I'm saying? Because I want you to have that time in your life to sit there and say, I chose this school. You know what I'm saying? You could have played anywhere. Your grades was great. You had good grades. So, but you still chose to go to Howell Payne. You know what I'm saying? To go play. You know what I'm saying? So by that being separate, you know what I'm saying? That could play in this field, but it's a little bit different because that now you separated from your mom and your dad, and you have to go to college by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Now you don't have you don't have your dad, you ain't got your stepmom, and you ain't got your other mom. How that separation made you feel?
That when I was in college, it wasn't. It just obviously whenever I got back to my room, I just straight up did homework, or I was already ready for football since mostly football took up most of the time. But when I was in there, what I thought of doing was see how much can I handle by myself before asking for help, because y'all always ended up calling me and not me calling y'all. The only thing I did,
Yeah, you made me feel bad with that too, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm like, shit, I don't hear from my kids. Oh, I don't call them. Yeah, one of you niggas, bro. Y'all don't think that's like y'all have that bad that I gotta call y'all all the time. Y'all see, I call my parents all the time just to check on them, to say, man, what you doing? How you feeling? You know what I'm saying? Y'all have to learn that. But you know what I'm saying? We just gotta go through it. But go ahead, man.
it was just understand how, since I'm in a new environment, obviously I can't be depending on anybody or everybody or the people who was with me, because like how you keep saying multiple, you gave the assumptions you like using. If I die today or tomorrow or something like that, will you be able to handle? Will you be able to be okay? You like giving that assumption? I forgot what
Scenario.
Yeah, and
That scenario.
yeah, scenario. And but that's also good with this question, because that's how I was like, well, I think is like how you're saying you teach me how to like to quickly and all that. I feel like that's the difference from just the bare minimum on how you should already be going through life. But when you obviously when you're adult, that's when you start like getting a job, householding, kids, and all that stuff. That's
You want kids? So you brought some kids up, like you about to make me a grandfather. Okay.
If I would have
I think you're gonna be the one that try to get me a kid first, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. But here we got two more questions, man. Here's almost the last one, right? If you could go back to day one of this journey and give yourself one piece of advice to save yourself some stress, what would it be?
Not to no, it's more than one. Not to be a
Okay.
follower, pay attention more in school, communicate better, and be authentic and be yourself and not be anybody else.
Okay. That's what's up. How about you? What would you give your younger self? What would you tell your younger self about now? About going through this journey you have now?
Be more confident, don't avoid people or talk more. And pretty sure that would be it, because I'm gonna say right now, I feel like I'm fine with most of the stuff I need to do.
Okay.
I don't feel like changing.
Last question. For anyone that's listening tonight, right? About steps and stepping into a lifestyle, the lifestyle of living in two separate households. What struggles you can help them with to more secure them about their parents living in two different households?
Stay in touch with both of them. Talk to both of them. Don't make anybody feel left out. Try to at least, try to get both parents to like do something with you, whether that's like going out to eat or go to some type of event or whatever. Just make them feel included and just make sure there's no bad blood or hostility towards each other. Because when one person and the other person's not on the same page, then you're going to get caught in the middle in the crossfire. Then it's just going to feel like it's on you. So if both parents are on good terms and learn how to come together and just be as one, and everything will be all right in the future for you. So
What about yourself? If somebody was out there watching you right now and want to learn, if you could tell them one little thing to help them out on living in two separate households, what could it be?
Since obviously how people get raised and stuff is differently, obviously I can't say that, oh, we can go through the same thing or live the same way and everything is going to be similar. The difference is that what you need to do is make sure that you always know that you're being in touch with your parents, and make sure that you for yourself know how you're going to handle your life and later in the future help you. Don't always try to avoid people. Don't always get into bad situations. I'm gonna say, make sure your parents is raising you right, or you being raised in the right scenario. Don't try to cut corners by seeing what other people are doing, like how streamers are saying, "Oh, I can go stream, get all this money." Don't try to following other people's footsteps and from what they say that might be true. Make sure that you know what to do. You have someone to fall back on if needed, and don't replace anybody that you think that is important to you. Make sure you always have at least someone, and you're always in the right place for yourself.
Okay, okay. Well, that's the end of our show, fellas. I sure appreciate that my boys actually came on my podcast. You heard me?
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Dealing with that in this little time. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
My feelings got hurt a little bit. Like I did just damn thing for you, but it's all good. It's all love. You know what I'm saying? That's me. Them boys podcast. You heard me? Like, comment, subscribe,
Yes, sir.
leave something in that thing, man. You know our boys. I read that thing. You heard me?
Yes, sir.
This is Mr. Angelo Hadley and Mr. Andreas Hadley, my two boys, man. I love them boys to death.
Yes, sir.
Y'all be easy, man.